everyone. Hope you're doing
What's
well.
up?
I'm gonna start this early, but usually, we ease into our cafe beverages. We don't like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
but dude,
good
this is
call.
this is gas, as Peter would say, gas.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, dude, when the hell did Duncan? Yeah, yeah. Guess what this is?
Wait, is that a nitro cold brew?
Yeah,
Oh my god, Dunkin' has that now?
I had no idea they had nitro cold brew. I thought that was a staple of Starbucks or just like a mom and pop coffee shop. Didn't know Dunkin'
Yeah,
knew that.
okay. Welcome to the club,
Do
Dunkin'.
you know how I figured out how to do this? I figured out they had it because I was like, I'll change it up. I'll not do drive through. I'll walk in just so I can take my time,
Yeah, yeah.
look at shit. But on the door, they have like, look what's on tap, and they have like logos and like graphic design for like tap, coffee on
hmm
tap. And the last one was highlighted like nitro cold brew. I was like, oh, what? Nitro cold
You do
brew?
like a double take. You're like, excuse me?
The hell? So I ordered that, and then this one tastes really good. So you know how I did like the double almond? I did almond milk and an unsweetened
mm
almond shot. So this is coconut milk, unsweetened coconut shot, and man, like how nut cold brew is like bitter.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like that. It's like a stout, and I like
Yeah, yeah.
stouts for beers. But yeah, this is just like just sweet enough, but still bitter enough to my liking.
Dude, I have to try that because I haven't been getting the Starbucks ones recently. I just have not been in the mood for them. So maybe that gets me back into the nitro cold brew grind.
Yeah, they're also expensive. But this is also expensive. This is probably
Is it really
it's I
Dunkin'?
think I paid like $5.35 for my drink.
For Dunkin', that's a lot.
It's a lot. I think they just caught up now. Now it doesn't really matter. Now it's just preference.
Yeah.
Like when it used to be priced like when we were back in college where like Dunkin' was consistently like $1 or $2 cheaper.
Yeah, 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 easily. Damn. Okay, Duncan, I see you.
How about you?
I'm. So I have Starbucks, but it's a little misleading because I just got. Oh, so I was telling Jerry earlier, I don't have a car anymore. So I like woke up and I was like, all right, we're gonna go get my coffee, and then I was like, oh, never mind. Like I was like, oh wait, and then I like my dad took my mom's car, and I was like, I'm just gonna DoorDash a coffee. Like this is easier, even though it took way longer, but. All I got from Starbucks was a cold brew, black cold brew coffee. And then I like with toffee nut syrup. Two shots
Oh,
of toffee nut syrup. And I was like, that sounds interesting to me. I'm gonna do it. It's honestly pretty good. I like took a couple sips before I put um creamer in that I have,
yeah.
like just like International Delight creamer. And it's not bad, but then I just put a little bit of International Delight creamer and now it's a beautiful concoction of sweet cream, creamer, and toffee nut cold brew. And it's
Yeah.
really good. Recommend. Not too sweet,
Nice.
like,
Glad
it
to
hits the
hear.
spot.
Yeah.
Hits the
As
spot.
as much as I like my coffee being made for me, when I get to control my cream,
Yeah.
it tastes really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I also love controlling my cream. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. That's like a really, yeah, that's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yes. That's our next tweet.
Definitely my next tweet. I actually wrote a little bit of an out of pocket tweet the other day. I was watching Shazam too. And
Oh,
I watched it yesterday, by the way.
mhm.
I saw it like front to back. I liked it. And yeah, front to back. Also, the way you should wipe, by the way. Don't ever wipe back to front.
Yes.
Is what I've heard. But I just saw the scene where Lucy Liu. You know, Lucy Liu like could whisper into other people's ears, and she has like the chaos power or whatever.
I didn't watch the movie yet.
Never mind. Actually, I'm just gonna go fuck myself. Yeah. Well, that's literally 35 seconds of the movie. It's not a spoiler at all.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm gonna save it for when you watch it though, because it hits way more if you actually have seen the movie.
Okay. I think I'm
'Cause if
gonna.
I say it, yeah, if I say it
Yeah.
now, I'm gonna be like, just you're gonna be like, oh, and I'm gonna be sitting here with like a thumb in my butt. So never mind.
My brothers don't really. My siblings don't want to watch it, so I might just go in and watch them by myself. But I don't. I don't want to go like at like a prime time where it's packed. I want to go like in the morning, or like
Yeah, I get you.
early afternoon, a matinee where I can just chill.
Yeah.
Have my day. Yeah. So
Well, I will.
yeah.
I will tell you, it might not be in theaters anymore.
Man,
Ah,
is it like a so there's some movies where like I should watch that in theaters, but would it be okay for like a couch couch
well,
movie?
hold on. My headphone just made an unholy noise. Like my headphone just made a noise that sounded like what I can only describe as like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, like just fucking nutting in my ear. Like that was the worst noise I've ever heard. But anyway, I saw it on my couch and I thought it was solid.
Oh wait, it's on HBO
I
Max
yeah, it's on Prime. It's on Prime.
already?
Because it's not in any yeah. Because I think they pulled it because it did so badly. I think they pulled it
Oh
from
fuck,
theaters. Because I went to go see it in the theater yesterday, and then it was no one was showing it, and I was like,
dude.
oh,
I'm gonna watch it
never mind.
tonight, dude. I'm literally gonna buy that, rent it, and watch it
You might as
tonight.
well, dude. I would do it.
Um,
I think I got it for like 2 days. I
yeah.
mean, it was like a movie ticket. It was like probably like close to $20, and I was like, I mean, I was gonna see it at the movies anyway, I guess.
Yeah,
So like,
that's a movie I'll just like buy right away, just
yeah,
watch it. Wow, what the? So I feel bad for Shazam because like it kind of released at like a fucking like time where there are just some bangers in movies. John Wick 4,
yeah.
you got Super Mario, you got wait, what else came out?
Creed 3 was out that in that time.
Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That was yeah, that was like
Not the
ending its
time. Not even like it didn't necessarily have to overlap with the showing times, but just like before or after, like what?
yeah, no, March was kind of stacked, dude. It like yeah, Shazam 2 came out in the middle of Creed 3, John Wick 4, Scream 6. Like it was just kind of just got buried, I think.
Yeah, the Guardians of
It
the
didn't yeah.
Galaxy. I think people were looking past it
Yeah.
or not looking at.
Also
I
like
don't
I think
know.
a lot of people know that like not that it doesn't matter, but like that it doesn't count in the new DC stuff.
Yeah,
So I think some people were just like, well, if it's not going to like matter in the new timeline, I'm just gonna skip it. It kind of just got really bad. It's just bad timing, dude. Like it wasn't like the best thing. It wasn't like fantastic to me, but it definitely did not deserve like the hate I saw. I honestly liked it more than Quantum Mania, personally.
yeah.
I don't think it like
I like
yeah.
Shazam 1 was great, so I have a
And
feeling
I
I'm gonna like
yeah
Shazam 2. I just like it like as much as I am more of a DC fan than Marvel because I watch all the animated movies and stuff. When
yeah
it comes to the DC extended universe, I'm actually kind of like picky. Like I haven't watched Birds
yeah.
of Prey. I haven't watched Suicide Squad 2. Very
Mhm.
picky. But Shazam, I'll watch. Flash, Batman, Batman versus Superman, I'll watch. One thing that did confuse me a little into like the DC stuff. I know we talk about a lot about Marvel, and Peter always carries with his knowledge,
Wow,
everything.
I'm honored.
But with DC, I remember when they're doing, I think it was in the midst of like Batman versus Superman, and then after that with Aquaman and stuff, they were
Mhm.
like rebranding. They're like, we're not gonna be like Marvel, the MCU, where everything is connected. We're gonna be the DC like DC worlds, and then
Yeah yeah
like,
yeah
do you remember that? And they'll pull out like what do you call it? Just single movies. What do you
yeah. Standalone,
standalone movies? Thank you, Peter.
dude. I'm always like in your brain. Like I just see the word in your head and I grab it, give it back to you.
In my brain. Yeah, standalone movies, but they don't necessarily connect, but they could potentially connect.
Hmm.
Like, so I like the idea, but now they're just now that James Gunn's take over, I
There's
guess
yeah.
he's just gonna try to do like a consistent like main universe, which just makes sense because there's Batman and Joker, which are
There's like
two universes.
yeah. I feel like it's kind of right now like the X-Men universe. Like you remember like I mean now the X-Men universe I guess is over, but rest in peace. But remember like this, it was like so simple. It was like X-Men 1, X-Men 2, The Last Stand. And then once The Last Stand happened, it just got so ridiculously like there was like X-Men Origins and then X-Men
Oh
Origins
yeah,
Wolverine like kind of like contradicts some of the stuff in X-Men and then they came out with like First Class, which is like a whole new timeline where they're younger, and then like Days of Future Past combined. That it's like that. Like it's a little
yeah.
confusing,
It
I
doesn't
think.
add up. Like the ages
Yeah.
especially do not add up in X Men. It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like most of those are bangers. Even X Men Origins Wolverine, like I remember rewatching that a lot when I was a kid. still an enjoyable movie. Like, you
There's
know,
for me that movie, dude. I know I actually very vividly. This is like a core memory for me that now that you said that. Remember watching that movie in theaters with my dad, and we're walking out of the movie at like what were we, 2009, so we were like 11, and maybe even 10. And I walked out of the theater and I was like, wow, that was like so cool. Like, and then I just heard like these two, three guys, like 20s, like, wow, that fucking sucked. Like so loud walking out of the theater. And I just remember that was my first like instance of like, wow, we had two very different experiences in the theater. Like they were like angry. They were like, that was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh, okay. I missed something or they missed something. But I like think there's some like I don't like Deadpool in that movie. Everything else
oh
I really
yeah,
like.
yeah. One movie I think a lot of people forget about is the Wolverine, the
I
the
love the
the
Wolverine.
one that came before Days of Future Past,
Yeah,
and
2013.
yeah, and how it connected. That was a good movie. Like,
I really enjoyed the Wolverine.
yeah, that was really good.
I love the whole like subplot of like him, like the prophecy kind of thing. Like one of the I don't remember her name, but one of the characters I could like see how people die
Hmm.
when she like touches them. She's like, "You're gonna like die like this," and then like that was like a whole like subplot, and I liked like the lore of that movie a
Yeah,
lot.
I also like it. It also just plays with the theme of Wolverine's morality.
Yeah,
I mean, immortality, and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I like how they complete it in Logan, where
Dude, Logan is top five, maybe top three superhero movies for me ever. Like that movie is so good. I also just realized that I watched all three of Wolverine's movies in theaters, which is I didn't think I did that, but I Logan, dude, I was sobbing in the theater,
hmm,
and that's all I'll say about it. Because if you haven't seen Logan, you should see Logan.
yeah, you're missing out.
But yeah, dude, back to DC. I am also very picky with DC, and I will say, dude, because you definitely know more about DC than I do. I one thing I do get excited about DC is going into the movie pretty blind because I don't know anything about like the comics and the source material for the most part.
Hmm.
So like I usually I'm like going in, I'm like I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like with Marvel, like I kind of have a general idea, but like with DC, dude, I'm always like excited to see like learn more about these characters and like I love Shazam and I didn't know who the hell Shazam was before the first movie and I
Hmm.
love that movie. And then like two I still like it was like a step below one I think for me, but I still like I like the family aspect of it a lot.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
yeah, they have good cast too.
Yeah, they are
Robert
a really good cast.
Butler. I keep forgetting the Lady Marvel character. What's her name? She's really pretty.
In the movie or the actress?
The actress.
I think it's Grace
Grace. Yeah,
Fulton.
I think so. Something like that.
I saw it because I watched it on Prime. You know how Prime like gives you like if you pause the movie,
That's
it's
such a good
like
feature. Like,
yeah,
I love that about Prime. I like when we first watched The Boys, I was like, wow, this is like what I want.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Like
so
this
helpful
is
for
yeah.
me, especially.
That's like actually right up your alley. You're like, wait, who's that actress? And literally all you have to do is pause the movie, and it's like, it's Erin Moriarty, and you're like, oh my god, perfect.
Yeah, Prime's great.
I like Prime's when you watch the actual thing, I like their UI a lot
Yeah,
compared to like some others.
they have ads, but they're skippable. Unlike fucking Hulu.
Hulu's ads make me want to scream
I
into the void.
know. You have the Spotify free Hulu. Is that how you
I
get
think
Hulu?
I still do. Oh no, now I did, but now I have the Disney Plus ESPN Hulu bundle.
So if you have the bundle, not like the free Hulu that comes with Spotify, do you still get ads?
For
Or
live, oh yeah, the only time I get ads is when it's like if you want to watch something that came out on TV the night before,
yeah.
the day after you have ads, and they're like long and they're not skippable, and they're the thing that makes me mad is they're repetitive. It's the same ad, and you're like, okay, like at least give me something new.
Yeah. Damn, knowing Hulu ads, you can't skip them. Most people can't skip them because they have Hulu for free because of Spotify.
Yeah.
There's actually a so you know how I do video ads on the side. I've been kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
slowing down, but there was this like project that I might have applied. I was wanting to apply for. It was for a Hulu ad. I,
Dude, I would have lost my marbles if I saw you on Hulu.
for like a product. I was like, I don't really. So I'm picking with a product that I have to do video ad because like I want it that I would actually use it, so it'll feel genuine. Or like if it's just a random product, and I don't have to be in it. I can just explain it and just film it. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. But this would be like me talking in front of the camera about the product. So I was like, it'd be cool to just like pop up in Hulu and just see me on a video ad. But like, nah, I'll just
Dude, I feel like if you did that, you'd have to tell no one. Like, just don't tell anyone, and then like you're
yeah,
gonna just get a flood of texts every once in a while. Like, are you on Hulu?
yeah.
Like,
That's I love that about like doing video ad work because it's been happened a few times where we're on Instagram. I think Mason, shout out to you, dude. Mason, he's like one of our huge fans of the Shy
yeah,
Guys.
big fan of Mason.
OG,
I'm a
big
big fan of
fan.
Mason.
And he listens every week because he leaves a comment every week, dude. So shout out to you. But yeah, like one time he texted me, he's like, dude, like I just saw you on TikTok on like a clothing brand. I was like, nice.
Dude, I have
Yeah,
yet
man.
to see you in the wild on an ad, and I'm like getting frustrated. I'm like, why is this not part of my algorithm?
I know how to do it.
Tell me, I will cheat
So
the
like
system.
put your phone up to your mouth and just like do a drive by and just be like Filipino male, five
Oh,
eight,
perfect. I'll actually do that every day, anyways.
tan Asian male, 5'8".
Genius. I'm gonna do. My parents are gonna be like, "What is he doing?" I'm gonna be like, don't ask questions. Normal, dude. Yeah, I need to see you on. I was, dude. Oh no, go.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, any new gigs or acting gigs or
Dude, right
anything you're
now,
working
no,
on?
because I haven't auditioned to anything because I've been so slammed with like coming up on finals. But I'm hoping, like, once finals are over, I'm gonna have a lot more time, and I'm just gonna be like just pounding them out, dude. There's one for I'm not gonna say because it's like so it makes me uncomfortable to watch. I'll show you after, but I'm not gonna say it to the world. There was one thing I did. It was like this musician, and he wanted to do like I think it was part of like his promo, this theme of his album, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was this like fake dating app, and it was like how like I don't know if you remember like the old like eHarmony or like Christian Mingle ads where they
Yeah.
like show people who used the thing like successfully, and they were like, yeah, like whatever. That's like what I was doing, but they just basically got like 10 strangers in a room, and like we had not met at all, and they were like it was like just day of like an hour later, you're like just get to know each other, and then like pretend like you're happy and loving. And dude, like it was just like so uncomfortable, but it was so funny because I got like matched with this like really nice girl that we were both kind of like shy. It was like a new kind of thing, and the two people in front of us were like the most outgoing people I've ever seen in my life. They were like, "Oh yeah, like just pretend like you guys are gonna be like very like flirty with each other," and they were like, "Oh okay," and started full on making out. And that's like me and this girl are sitting there, and I was like, "Is that the assign? Like, is that what we're supposed to do, or are we going for a whole different? Like, how do you even ask that?" And these two are like fully like fucking basically, like going crazy out there. And then we like come in, and we were like, what are we supposed to do?" And they're like, "We're actually gonna make you a throuple." And I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! Like, I'm gonna have so much fun, dude." And it was like me, another guy, and this girl, and it was we were given a lot of free reign to do whatever we wanted. So me and the guy were like, "What if we like?" There's like, "What if we're just super like the two of us are super in love, but she hates you." And like she wants you out of the throuple, and I'm like, no, let him stay. And it was so like ridiculous, and it's on YouTube somewhere. And I watched it. It's like
Really?
it's on YouTube. I don't even remember the names, honestly. I have to find it.
Dude, send it to wow,
I'll
that's
send it to you if I
sick.
find it, dude. It's like so ridiculously over the top. Like, but yeah, that's the last thing I did, and it was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
I give you props, dude. Like, when I'm recording like these video ads, it's just I'm the production crew. It's I'm behind the camera. I'm in front of the camera. I control my script. I can go at my own pace, but just showing up to like a production crew and like other actors,
Dude,
damn,
yeah.
it's nerve wracking. But it gets you out of your comfort zone. I bet.
100%, dude. I was so unbelievably nervous because it was like one little room, and like it was like the production crew was maybe I want to say like 5 people. So it was like the musician wasn't really he was like just kind of giving like directions and stuff, and then there was the actual director, um, and then like 2 other people who I just think were like friends who were there. But it was like there's something like it was like really nerve wracking that it was so small and it was just like you in a room and they're just kind of like, all right, like there's no script. They were just like, do whatever you want.
Improv.
Yeah, and I was like,
Dude, I
oh,
can't
this is
do
like,
improv. Well, I say that. I mean, I never tried it, but like, it scares me. But I feel like I should try it.
yeah.
Have you done an improv thing before?
I that's probably like my only like formal actual improv experience, but like it was nerve wracking because it wasn't like it was like improv with an I don't know, I don't think like it was like an interesting thing with another person to do improv, and like it's improv where you're supposed to be like dating. Like that was something I never thought. Like I was like, how do you pretend?
Like, you were really thrown in there. Like, of all the experiences, like,
Yeah,
to
dude,
just,
I was like
you
tossed
know, like
in.
dip your toes in. You really just got tossed in the water.
They were like, yeah, just like pretend like you guys are just like you've been dating for like 6 months. You're like really in the honeymoon phase, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be. But honestly, it like you said, dude, it really got me out of my comfort zone. Like that was like I feel like it's only gonna be the same or easier from there because that was like a crazy first formal experience. So I'm excited to do the next thing.
Yeah, I want to get more out of my comfort zone more. The feeling like, especially when it comes to trying new things, there's like no. I like how there's like, even when you're going out of your comfort zone, you're like, no one knows me. I've never done this before. Whatever happens, happens. I have nothing to lose. But the
Mhm.
pressure sets in when you get into the system or hierarchy of some sort of activity, whether it's like acting or really anything, like a
Yeah.
sport or anything. Once you're in it and there's a hierarchy, people are judging you based on whatever. You got to face that judgment, and you're like, you got to like not compare yourself to others, but still push yourself. That's when more of the pressure sets in. It's actually starting is hard, getting out of your comfort zone, but it's also
Yeah.
like one of the easier steps, because like once you're in the thick of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you know
No, I totally agree.
most, like, I don't know, like most high school, here's like a trope, like a story trope, like new kid goes to high school,
Mm.
and it's like the first episode of the show, high school or college. It's all like upbeat and stuff, but then you learn all the hierarchies, like all the cliques, and like whatever like the main story or theme is. Like usually it's like, I don't know, like a sport, like
Yeah.
or a club or something, and like now like there's like something to like reach for, and
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I agree. It's like it's to me like it's easy in my head because there's no expectations for you because you're starting out and you're like the worst that can happen is that I'm not like I'm never gonna see these people again and like whatever. But it is like that's like really nice to think, and then you get in there and you're still nervous and you're like, oh shit, like I want to do well, so like I'm a little like I think it's also, dude. I think there's something to be said about like how much easier it is when someone else there is also a newcomer.
yeah.
So like if for example like in sports like if you're like coming in and there's like a whole freshman class coming in, now you're not that nervous because you're all new. But like if you're like trying out for a team and everybody else is already on the team, you're so much more nervous, and it's like, oh, now I'm like the only one who has no experience, and it's like that like gets to me personally. Yeah,
I've
I was gonna
been
give an example. I forgot what it was.
I have like a small, no, I don't know if it's related or not, but I stepped out of my comfort zone
Oh,
the past two
tell me
weeks. It
more.
was at work. So usually we have this like monthly stand up meeting, and usually we go through all the sub teams of like my VP.
Mhm.
So there's like 5 teams who present updates, like 2 minutes, but usually it's a manager or like senior engineer who presents updates. But I was like, I'll give it a shot this time. Like, I'll present.
Mm.
So, dude, like, it was. I never practiced. So I volunteered like the week before, but like almost like every day throughout the week, dude. I was just like practicing line by line what I was gonna say, and I was so fucking nervous. I was like really working on my breathing. And dude, this is like the best tip. Like, working on your breathing. Like, so it went really well. Like, I killed it. And like my VP, and like my manager was like, like you did a really good job. They stocked me, and like that was like the first time like somebody other than a manager like presented, and I was like really happy because it looked good. And I was like, man, like, yes. I was like, let's go. But I was practicing like right up until the meeting. It was like it was a WebEx call, so it was virtual. Um, but it went well, and I think two reasons why it went well was I practiced the fuck out of it,
Mm-hmm.
like line by line. Like I didn't memorize it, but I just practiced over it over and over. And that's really good habit when like you're public speaking because the more you practice it, the more it becomes it's etched in your brain. So like it feels familiar to you
Yeah.
while speaking. So like even if you like mess up a bit, you're just like, I already know like what I already know what I'm saying, and I've said it so many times before. The cadence and how you say it, you're not just like speed running through it. Like,
Yeah.
the
No.
cadence
Yeah.
and timing is important. So that was like, if you're like nervous public speaking or presenting, like just practicing a ton really helps. You're doing that for the reps. That's like in anything you do. And then the second tip I give is just controlling your breathing, dude. And I have it down. Like I'm in nervous situations. Whenever I'm in a nervous situation like that one, I like I'll pause more and I'll breathe in like 4 seconds through my nose and breathe out through my mouth four
Yeah.
seconds. And dude, like doing that while you're speaking just is a lifesaver because now you're like if you now you know that you're in control of one thing at least, which is your breathing. Everything else is out of your
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. That's
And
true. That's a good way to put it.
so, yeah, I felt really good.
Damn. Dude, good job. That's like something that I feel like I wouldn't like I would be so unbelievably nervous. That's like a huge step. I also think it's like telling how like nerve-wracking of a thing it is that no one has done it. Like that you said like basically that was the first time someone that wasn't a manager did it cuz like it's just like such a like a leap of faith to go put yourself out there and be like I'm gonna yeah I'll do it this time. I feel like it's also but it looks like even if it didn't go like as well as it did, it looks so good on you to like go step out of your comfort zone and do that. But then, dude, props to you for having it go so well and being prepared, dude. My one of my favorite quotes is, fuck, I forgot it. It's luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Dude, I love that, and that's exactly like it's
Wow,
like
that's a good one. That's a good
I
quote.
love that quote because like it's like even if you like for example like the because the only example I have is like, or the only analogy I have is like, let's say it's like acting. Any role could be a big break. Like you never really know when a movie or a show is going to take off. But like if you get the role and then you go in and you like just tank, and the movie goes big, like now you're the movie went big, but like you don't look that great, and it's not really gonna have you take off. But if you're prepared and you like come in like ready, that could just now be your big break. And it's like, yeah, dude, preparation is so key. Like I feel like putting in the work like you did is just it's such a big thing to having things go your way.
It's like like, that's like the biggest tip you can do. Like I know people, people are just outgoing in general, but like if
Hmm.
you don't practice, like you can be outgoing and just like mess up a presentation. But
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're nervous and you just prep a fuck ton, get those reps in, you're gonna do fine. Like it's gonna
exactly. Yeah,
you're gonna feel nervous in the moment, but you've run through it so many times that it's like a habit. Like
yeah,
you're good. It's like I really compare it to like shooting like a basketball. Do you remember in
hmm,
college I used to sneak into Mercury Tracy,
yeah,
use their shooting machine, and I was there for like 2 hours just by myself. Like, and we played there a couple of times too, like
yeah.
2-on-2. But I have like, oh man, like the basketball team was probably pissed at me for doing that. But I was like, I
They
mean, I paid
definitely would.
tuition. No one says I can't do this. Screw you.
If they don't say that you can't do it, dude, it's open season in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I 100% agree because it takes away. I think the reason it's so important is that it takes away like that thinking part of it. Like to put the basketball example, like when you are playing like a pickup game and you like you're on a fast break, maybe you like settle the 3 point line like at the wing, you get the pass. If you don't like if you're just this is like your first time in a while, you're thinking like, oh shit, okay, like you're thinking about your jump shot like consciously.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it like twice a week, let's say 3 times a week, and you're just like getting those reps in 100 times, you just catch the ball and you literally don't even think about it. You just jump up and you shoot. You're not actually thinking about where your hand is, where your
Yeah.
elbow is. You're just doing it.
Like
It's like
your form's
so
there.
yeah.
Like
Your
form's
form is
there.
yeah. You just have to. It's like riding a bike, kind of like it's just you're just doing. You're going through the motions.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to change like your basketball form. Like,
Yeah.
to change your basketball form, you gotta do the new, better form, improved form, way more, so that you kill your old form. And like,
Yeah.
so that's a perfect way to put it, dude. Like now that I know the words that I'm gonna say, I can focus more on other things like my breathing. Because if I'm like juggling, what do I say with my breathing? That's when I fucking like have like a heart attack, panic
Yeah.
attack,
Yeah.
and like I can't go to work anymore.
Yeah. Exactly. You actually have to quit. Yeah. Sorry. No, yeah, that dude, I feel like I think I'm gonna take that approach that you had with your presentation. Like whenever it comes to whatever I do next and whatever comes to acting with like learning lines has always been something that's like seems very daunting to me.
Hmm.
But I just think it's like you just gotta hammer it in kind of just like over and over, recite them over and over and over until it's just like you literally like the person says whatever and it comes out like a normal conversation. Yeah, your
One thing
preparedness.
you're good at that I need to work on. This is just not. This is like outside like professional work or like acting, but just like day to day like meeting with people, just like being prepared for just spontaneous moments. Like, oh, here's my new friend. Meet her or him, and you're like 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 usually for me, I usually say hello or whatever, and like keep quiet and just like think about like what I'm going to say. I'm not that. I'm not as spontaneous. I am spontaneous if I really click with somebody, but
When you have that good immediate chemistry, I get you.
yeah, but like getting those, not preparing yourself for situations you know exactly how it's gonna happen, but just like preparing yourself for whatever can happen. Like,
I get you. Yeah. Oh, thanks, dude. Dude, you know what? I think it helps. I don't. This is like a mini segue, but when it comes to like stuff like personality, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but like personality stuff. Do you think that stuff can be genetic? Because like it shouldn't
oh, we
be.
talked about this.
Based,
Yeah,
yeah, we
I
did,
did.
right? Like based on what we know. But like what I was gonna say is like my dad is unbelievable with people. Like he can talk to anyone and have like the best conversation with it's like nothing I've ever seen, dude. It's insane. Like he just will like a random stranger will be like at a toll booth or like at like a farmer's market, let's say, and he will have this conversation like the person and him are like old friends. And I think maybe just like watching that, like he's like so good at it that I've been trying to be better at it. And it's like
Hmm.
I don't know. I think maybe rubs off on me a little bit, and that like I like am decent at being ready to just be like, oh, like just like totally joke around. It's like
Hmm.
it's interesting, dude. But sometimes I do choke badly. Like sometimes I just like will someone will say something I'm just not ready for,
Yeah.
and I like will get stuck between two thoughts or something, and I just will like come off looking like a buffoon.
I'm good. That's a good thing you brought up. Let's see. I have a similar, like, I have a similar thing when I think about like my dad like being out and about. My dad is pretty good. He's like, he has this like when I observe him whenever like we're out and about, he doesn't like really care. Like, if he has to like confront somebody, not confront and not
Yeah, I know what you
in
mean.
a neutral way, or
Yeah.
he has to like go up and like, hey, like what's wrong with our order? Like what's wrong with our ticket? Like he's like not phased. He'll just talk to anybody in that
Mm-hmm.
case. It's not always just
Hmm.
like to be friendly and to like make conversation, but like if he has to talk to a stranger, like no problem, he can go up to do it. Those times, you know how like, I have those days where like I do not care about what anybody thinks,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm just gonna go about my day, do like my task, and just like whatever. If someone like comes up to me, I have like that like don't care mentality where I can just like talk to anybody, like make small conversation, like do anything. I'm not phased, like I'm not
Hmm.
stressed. But then I
Yeah.
have those days where I'm just like very self conscious, You know, do you have those days like
A
some
hundred
days I'm
percent.
just like
Yeah.
it's especially those days where I have a lot going on and I'm like don't fuck with me or like don't get in my way. Um, where I'm like
Don't care.
I wish I was like that most of the time, but more thoughtful about it.
I think the same thing. I think it happens when I'm busy. Like if I really have stuff to do, then I don't. It's like kind of like the repetition thing, dude. I don't have time to think about it. I'm just reacting. Like I'm just like someone will say something to me and I'll just immediately like get into a conversation or like yeah, it's like you're not overthinking. At least for me, like if I'm really busy, I don't really have time to overthink, so I'm just talking normally, and those are usually the best. I'll have like the best conversations when I'm busy. Like, and I won't expect them, and they'll usually boost my day up because if I'm usually busy, I'll be like stressed out, and then I'll just end up talking to someone, and it'll go really well because I'm not like freaking out. And then the other time, and I know you can relate to this because like we are very similar in this aspect of our lives. If it's someone that I'm incredibly attracted to, like if I have a
Yeah,
crush on someone, all any coolness, any like that all goes directly out the window.
yeah,
It never existed, and I'm like now I'm thinking about everything. I could write a thesis on anything that I am gonna say. I'm thinking about it
yeah.
so much.
Or
I'm
how I
like,
look.
oh,
I'm
like
like, am I putting my
yeah,
hand in the right spot in my pocket?
yeah, dude. I'm like,
Am I facing the right direction? Like, oh man, like whenever I find somebody pretty attractive in public, I check my feet. I'm like, is that you know like that thing where like your feet point to whoever
yeah,
you're attracted to? Like, fuck.
the new girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think about new girl every time, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. Like, I could like you know those moments where a stranger comes up to you and you're on your phone and you're answering them, but you haven't like gotten a look at them. You're like, yeah, yeah, you're all confident, but as soon as you look at them and that moment you're like, fuck, you're hot, or like you're
You're
like
like,
somewhat attractive. You're like, actually, how
never
are you doing?
mind. Dude, I think I've gotten better at it, but I used to be like really, really bad at it. But I also have noticed that if I have to go, like if it's someone like say like I'm out and I want to go initiate conversation, I really struggle. Like I never know how to start. I never know what to say to start it. And I like that's when I like freak out. But if someone came up to me and started talking to me, I'm actually decent at it. Like in that they will provide like the spark. Like they'll provide the topic or they'll give me something to work with, and they'll be like, oh something something, and then I can go off of that, and then I'm not that nervous. But if I have to go initiate conversation with someone that I think is really cute, then it's impossible.
Yeah.
I've struggled with that so much.
I feel like maybe just those like I think people are just we've talked about this so many times. It just keeps coming up. Just like people are just so used to like using the internet and like dating apps to start conversation, but it's really hard like in real life. Like I feel like growing up with technology, it's been kind of
Yeah.
hard unless you're not in like a college environment or like some sort of like that
Yeah.
environment where it's easy to meet people and like friends of friends. You're like, oh, like you should meet this. Like you click with a girl or something.
Yeah.
Now it's like hard because let's say scenario, you meet somebody like at a bookstore. You talk about like a book, like oh, like what are you reading? That, and then you have like a small conversation. So once that small period of time and small conversation ends, where you're like, okay, do I talk to them? If I talk to them more, they might think I'm a creep because they all they think about is like hitting on me. Or if I just say bye, then nothing comes of it. Like it's like
Yeah, and then you're gonna overthink it. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, but what if
yeah.
there was something there?" Yeah, it's kind of a
Yeah,
catch 22.
in a TV show, usually it's like one person is like, no, stay away from me. Like, and they keep happening to like butting into
Yeah,
each other until they're like, oh wait, you're actually like good company, and like they resolve their issues, their conflicts, and then they like become like oh like new girl like Jess and Nick or whatever.
yeah.
Like
You know what I think of when you said that? I think of Oh wait, how far a New Girl are you? Before I say what I was about to say, yeah.
season 6.
I think of Coach and May.
May's the trainer, right?
May's the girl that he meets on the Valentine's Day bar crawl. That they're both army kids. They both moved
Yep.
around a lot. But they first he like tries to hit on her and it comes off like so douchey. The first time and she's like, get away from me. Like it's like the worst thing. It's like, you know, like I mean anyone who's watched New Girl knows that like Coach is like very much his like guard or his mask we talked about is like just stereotypical like douche bro. And then like he's like really like a really nice guy, but like he's so self-conscious about it. And then like they like I think they see each other's IDs and they realize they lived in the same place and they just kept missing each other. And then like they kind of like she opens up and she like opens herself up to be like, oh, maybe he's not that bad of a dude. And then they actually hit it off. I feel like I don't even know where the hell I was going with that. I just got so caught up in New Girl.
No, keep going. Keep going.
What were we talking? What were we talking about? Oh yeah. I think it's so. I think I only am good at it when that person like if that person. There's an awkward silence. I'm very very bad at filling that awkward silence with someone that I'm attracted to. Most of the time, like if we, like you said, if we talk about like a book or something, and that's like the first part of the conversation, and then that ends, and then she doesn't say anything, then I'm like, what? Where do I go? Like I'm like, oh man, like what do I
usually
bring up?
go the weather.
Nice. There's always weather, so like you
Yeah.
always have something to talk about.
Oh! Actually, I also go for like what's your favorite coffee order, coffee place? Like you know any local places or something or
The chai, and the chai guys.
the chai.
I like, and dude, a really, really like specific example that this happened in was when I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I don't know, it was last year. I went out for my birthday with some friends, and like we went to some like bar. I don't remember where it was. Hoboken. I don't remember like what bar it was. And it was like the actual day of my birthday, and there was just I was just like I fell in love. You know, I fall in love with literally every person I meet every day. So I did again, and she was like with her friends. I'm with my friends. And I was like, what? How do we start this? How do I initiate this? And then someone in her friend group was like said something about it being her birthday, and I was like, boom, immediately. That's so easy. It's both of our birthdays, and then we started a conversation about that, and then we were like talking. It was great, like easy. I just need like one thing, basically. Like if you get like one thing that we like have in common, or like oh, cool sneakers, like whatever, something like that, like just one little thing, then I'm good. I'm good to go. But if there's no like thing that I can immediately think of, that's when I like freeze completely.
Yeah, starting. Yeah. That's a good point you brought up. Yeah, starting in the conversation is obviously hard, but like, yeah, starting it. But then once you get to the time where you're like, do I keep going? Do I keep pushing? I don't know. Whichever party, it's on either party to like take the step closer
Yeah,
to like dip their
it's a
toes
two.
in.
It's definitely a two-way. It's got to be like a little bit of a dance, kind of.
Yeah, you gotta like play it, and I don't know. Either way, it's like it continues or it just abruptly stops, and then you just move on. So
Yeah. Like with that specific example, dude, like I think I started it with the birthday thing, and then what helped me was that she continued it with something else. And then it was like, oh, okay, this is like cool now. We're just talking like friendly wise, and then it's like easy because once you like see it, once you get it out of your brain that it's like just talk to someone like your friends or just like
yeah,
have a normal
or
human
like
conversation.
yeah, like what when you think of it as just like meeting a potential friend, you know how like meeting potential friends like easy, like talking to like a potential like I don't know like guy or something who like maybe he could be a good friend. Like
Yeah.
it's easy for me to like judge and like what do you call it? Control the conversation. But whenever it's like a girl I'm attracted to, that goes all the way, and like my plan in my head just like combusts and
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to
so-
kind of you have to like trick your brain into like not just being like either like even if you're attracted to this person like
they gotta
they
be friends
could just
first.
end up they could just end up being a great friend, like take it that way, and then it gets just so much easier. Then you're not putting you're not putting extra pressure on yourself,
Yeah.
and two, like usually you're just coming off better. Like you're not coming off like you're trying to hit on this person, you're just coming off like you're genuinely trying to get to know them because you are. And then that's always a good basis, even if nothing romantic comes of it. Like it's a solid basis for just meeting another cool person.
Yeah, it's so hard. Oh man, it's hard because like at this, like you're attracted to them. So like yeah, cool. Like okay, they could be a potential friend, right? But the thing is like we're humans, like we're guys.
Yeah.
And like whenever we are attracted to somebody, like you're gonna like flaunt and like naturally just like do stuff around somebody that you want to impress.
Oh
So
yeah, I
like
see.
you
Yeah,
like face that their way. You'll like try to like I don't know like speak louder in conversations so they kind of hear you,
yeah,
or like
yeah. You're trying to
fix your
impress.
hair more, and that's when they think you're trying to impress them. So
Yeah.
it's so nerve
The
wracking.
trying to impress, the trying to impress someone of it is like so interesting. Also, because I feel like it's always more obvious than you want it to be, and then it's like, well, either they are interested, and like if they're interested, they'll probably like see it and then reciprocate, or like do like it'll be something like flirty, and then if they're not, they just will not at all, and then you have to be like, okay, well that's not a thing, so I'm not gonna keep like flirting or anything like that, and then you have to like really, I think you really have to like be honest with yourself and the other person. If like you can't just be friends with someone because you're attracted to them, because that's just not a
Yeah,
good, that's just not fair for either party. Like it's not like you're kind of being friends with someone because you want something more from them, which is just
yeah,
not a good basis for being friends with someone.
yeah. Which is bad if you don't recognize it too. Like you
Exactly,
can be
you have,
blinded
yeah,
yourself and just yeah.
yeah,
That's a really good point you bring up, dude. Like
definitely like try, yeah, like I feel like also like that also comes with just like being like a little more mature. Like I feel like in high school or like early college, I would not have recognized that.
hmm
Like I would have been like, or like you kind of recognize it subconsciously, and you're kind of like lying to yourself a little bit.
hmm
But I feel like now you're kind of like you're mature enough that like and you're like that's not, yeah, you know what I mean.
it's like reading a
Words
book.
don't really work for my head right now, but
It's like
yeah,
picking a book for just for the cover.
just to recover.
It's cool to like flaunt around like, "Oh, you're reading that book. That's a cool cover."
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really short segue before our break, but that was me like third grade. I came in, I was like, okay, what's like the hardest book I can read? Because I want to impress all my like classmates. Guess what book I like the first book I read I put in my reading log for third grade. I have no idea why my teachers even let me do this for the first like few weeks, but guess which book?
Oh my God, Lord of the Rings.
It's close, dude. It was, dude. This does not make sense.
So,
It was the fifth book in Narnia Chronicles of Narnia.
dude, I was gonna say Narnia. I was really gonna say Narnia, and I like last second 50-50.
Dude, it was the fifth book.
And you had not read 1 through 4.
I
Yeah,
literally picked it because it was in the hard read basket because we had
yeah.
baskets, and it was a cool looking war horse in the front. I was like, I'm gonna read that.
You're like sitting like in like the corner of your third grade classroom, like looking so intelligent, like
Oh yeah.
struggling through this book.
Yeah, and then my third grade teacher, Mrs. Moore. Oh my God, like one of my favorite teachers. Like, she was so awesome. She like brought me up for like at our one on ones. She was like, "So can you tell me about this book?" I was like, "Nope." Like, what's that
There's a
word?
horse. There's a horse on the cover.
Yeah, I literally did that for like 2 weeks, and then yeah, then I got called down for ESL.
You were like, yeah, my bad.
I was like, man, my English, I can speak English, but like my English is bad. Like, oh man. No, not
Dude.
bad, but like I didn't have like an accent or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But I still had to do it because I was born in a foreign country, so I had to do it. But I'm glad I did because I did improve. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's good, dude. Also, what is it about third grade teachers that like they're just always fantastic? I think.
I would, wasn't a teacher's pet, but like I was like a well behaved, I was a good student, and I was really kind to other people, and I did that for third, fourth, fifth grade, and I was really kind, and like teachers like loved me, and in middle school too, teachers like I always got like we had this like student of the month where like they would like one of the teachers would what do you say like have like not a speech but just like a list of things they'd done, then a revealing student at the end, and you got like a certificate. And I
Yeah.
got you're only supposed to get that at least once a year. I got nominated twice, and they're
Oh,
like, "What the hell? You got nominated?" They're like, "That's a
like yeah.
mistake." I was
Do
like,
that.
"Damn." But then thing is like being a good student and being like nice to others, that doesn't translate well into high school to being popular. So that's why
Definitely not. Yeah.
that's why I fucking hated high school. I'm glad it translates well in college. So,
Yeah, I think I did really well with the teachers who um, like I was very not misbehaved, but I was very like I guess loud, like very talkative, and I was very, very like energetic, goofy, and I would just do random shit. So I think the teachers who could like kind of see through that part and kind of see like, oh, but he like genuinely he wants to make friends. He's a good student, and and he's being kind. He just is a little hyper. He's a little like loud. Fine. Those teachers like rebonded really well, and those are the best like experiences I had in elementary and middle school because they like were like, well, yeah, he's talking a lot, but it's not like he's trying to disrupt class. He's just trying to make friends and be nice. And teachers who couldn't see through that, we like that. Those are like my fourth grade teacher fucking hated me, and my fifth grade teacher. They both really didn't like me because they I think saw it as I was trying to like show them up or disrupt class.
Yeah.
When I was just like, I was just really excited to be in a group with my friends and like talk to people. I think it's like a really interesting two-way street between teacher and student where like you kind of have to like really see your students because like some kids like express things in different ways. Like some kids want to make friends and they are really shy and they like don't really talk that much and you kind of like have to like kind of push them in the right direction and like maybe group them up with people they think that you'd think they'd be like compatible with. And then like some kids are just like really fucking loud and bouncing off the walls, and you have to like find a way to like kind of like be like, all right, yeah, I see you're excited, but just calm down a little bit. I think it's like, yeah, dude. That again, I mean, we talked about it before, but teachers like it's such an insanely tough and intricate job. Like, respect the teachers.
Yeah.
Salute. And shout out my best teachers. I love you all. If you're listening.
It brings back good memories just like thinking back. Man.
Dude, I have such even high school. High school, like you said, dude. I think that kind of stuff doesn't usually make you like popular.
In
But
high school. I had good teachers too, in high school, but man, I just hated the people there. Students. Fuck
yeah,
them, dude.
I had
Not all of them, but
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean though. Like I think I had my teachers were definitely most of my teachers were a highlight from me in high school. And then like my handful of like close friends that I still talk to, like they honestly they're the only people who got me like through my high school experience. And I would have been miserable, and like yeah, high school is tough. High school can be a really rough time.
yeah, we talked about it in the
Yeah.
previous episodes. Yeah, not a time I want to go back to.
No, definitely not. Like if I can, yeah, no, definitely not, dude. I think I would have done it literally completely differently if I went back to high school. Like everything would have been different except for like my teachers that I was close with, my friends that I was close with. Shout out to one of my teachers, dude. Wishes me happy birthday on Facebook every year, and it makes my day.
Really?
One of my high school teachers, she loved me, dude. She's so nice.
The high school teachers were just always active on Facebook.
Yeah, like she was like,
it's a local community. I remember that. I was like, damn. And I remember like some students like were really close to their teachers, like and like were like buddy. I was like, that's weird. Kind
yeah,
of.
that was me. That was me with one specific teacher, and like because I was like in every club. I was in like the club she did, and like I had her for English, and she was like cool. And like I was like so buddy, like just too much. Like she was probably sick of me, dude. She probably like was like, all right, get out of my classroom, like go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
All right, we're gonna take my first break because I always need it. But
Yeah, I
we'll be
actually
right
need to go to the
back.
bathroom too. So we have returned to the nest. But yeah, dude. I thought I had a topic in my dome, and it just fluttered away just now.
Dome. I like that word.
My dome, dude. I think it was good too. Mm.
The coffee's still kicking in for me.
Is it?
Yeah. Not your cold brew. Usually it gets like my heart pumping like right away. Actually, no, I think it was because we had a good conversation the past hour that's when I like.
You like forget it, yeah.
I want another one of these. I like natural cold brew because there's no ice and it's just like that's why I like it better than if I'm gonna get cold brew. It has to be nitro. It should be nitro.
It's also so smooth. Like it's like such an interesting like mouth feel.
Yeah, it's just a stout. Like, oh man, I can't wait to have. I haven't drank in a lot. I think the last time I drank was a few days ago. work happy hour. I just had like one beer. It was like a
Mhm.
sour. I like sours. The thing about me with
Yeah,
beers
the
is
bitters, the bitter kind of
I like
taste.
sours and I like stouts. In between with hoppy stuff, not really. And I'm not that big into drinking too, but when I do drink occasionally, which I probably will do a lot of drinking in Costa Rica, not probably, I will need it. No, I don't need it, but it'll be like a nice change of things. You know,
Yeah.
that's why it's good that like I like how I don't drink as much or drink at all usually on the regular. But when I go on travel and vacation, that's when I can like let loose a bit. You know.
It's a nice, yeah, dude. It's like a nice, it's a nice little break. Like it's a nice little not break. It's a nice little like it's like when you don't do something for a while and then you do it. It's like a nice little treat. And
Yeah.
especially the vacation, dude. Like I feel like drinking on vacation just hits very different than like in your daily life. Yeah, I'm excited for you to go to Costa Rica.
Dude, I've been so busy that I haven't made the time to do Duolingo consistently. So I'm just gonna
Mm.
just cram a bunch of knowledge. Dude, thank God Lucas is here. Lucas will be there because he's fluent in Portuguese and Spanish, and Wyatt's pretty good at Spanish,
Yeah,
and and there's me.
you'll be good, dude.
Yeah, they were joking around. I really hope they don't do this. They're probably gonna do it, but they're gonna be like, "Jerry, would you like to order food for us? Take it away."
They're probably gonna do it at least once.
Yeah. Oh man.
Which is like, yeah, dude, that's gonna be. Honestly, though, you got this. I believe that you
Yeah.
can do it.
Uh, Yo, como
Hmm.
manzanas. Yo como huevos.
Dude, Jerry loves eggs, by the way. Let's just bring that back really quick.
No. Yo gusto leche.
You know, you weren't that far off. Like, you know what it is, too, dude? Anybody would know what you're trying to say for the most part. But now that just so you know, it's me gusta.
Fuck. Oh,
But
thank you.
you got it. I got you.
Me gusta beber leche.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's
Oh,
literally that's 10 out of 10. Good
yeah.
job.
See, that's where my knowledge in French comes in because I know how to do the conjugations. I know how if you
Yeah.
do two verbs in a row, the second verb is just
Yeah, the infinitive. Yeah.
infinitive. Um, Dude, yeah, like I wish I was as good as French as in Spanish, but like I don't know. We gotta go to Canada soon, Peter, so I can practice
Dude,
my French.
I'd be so down. And I have such a good time speaking French. I have such a good time speaking other languages, but really French, dude, I like love, 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 love
Yeah, because
speaking.
like you give me a like a paragraph in French, I can like probably like 75% understand what's going on.
Yeah.
There'll be like some words I don't get, but like, oh man, I wish I want to flex my French skills more, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's so fun. I just love like, dude, speaking like different languages is just so cool to me. Like language is really cool to me. How people just were like, we got to figure out how to describe all these things so everybody can understand what we're talking about. But like, it's people who are bilingual and trilingual and quadrilingual and more, like, are just so cool. Like the other day, not the other day, it was like a while ago, but I was with three friends and two of us. I think we're all bilingual, but in different, for the most part, different languages. Like two of my friends speak Arabic. One of my friends speaks Turkish, and then I speak Spanish. So we were all kind of like were bilingual in different ways. And the two friends who speak Arabic were trying to talk about House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel. And I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen it yet." And they were like, "Oh, fuck." And they were like, "Oh, well." And then they were like talking to, they're like, "You know when like that happens, that thing?" And then they were like, "Wait, let's just speak in Arabic." And then they had a full conversation about House of the Dragon, and I was fine because I don't speak Arabic.
That's so
And I was like,
cool.
"That's so cool because it's like such a convenient tool to have." Like, you want
Yeah.
to talk shit about somebody, just go ahead and talk shit in a different language. Just make sure they don't know the language.
Yeah. It's even more impressive when someone knows more than one language, but the third language isn't Latin based, where it's like Korean, Japanese,
Yep.
or Mandarin, like
Yeah.
because it's a whole different system to learn. Like if you because like since I have background in French, like 4 years of experience of in class experience, like figuring out how to speak Spanish grammar wise. Like I can figure it out. I just don't know the words.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, exactly. Dude, in middle school, I coasted in French because I just knew Spanish. And I was like, this is so similar. I was like, I don't want to study at all. Like anything with conjugation, like it's just this, it's so similar. Any of the Romance languages, you're basically just, you have a leg up if you know one of them, which is fantastic. But dude, those other languages, Italian is almost impossible to me because it's too similar to Spanish.
Oh,
I
oh
get
really?
everything confused. Yeah, like they're so
Oh,
similar that
yeah,
like you'll just get like one letter or like one little syllable off, and people will
yeah.
be like, "What?" And
Yeah,
you're like,
with
"Oh,
French,
sorry."
the pronunciation's different, and there's some words, but like for the most part,
Yeah,
like it's like je suis,
exactly,
je
dude.
m'appelle.
And which I was like, "Oh, I love French because it's different enough that I think I can learn it pretty well, but it's similar enough that I can learn it easier."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might
dude.
just
I
do.
wish I could take French in high school.
I
Fuck.
might start doing just Duolingo and French and see how advanced I can go, just so it's like back my skills. Maybe like I should, and then maybe that'll just like, if I'm like really refined in one language, it'll make me better at learning other
Yeah,
languages. I tried
dude.
learning
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tagalog. I tried learning Tagalog, which is the main language for the one of the main languages, official languages in the Philippines. The second
Mm,
is English, of course. But then you got all those like different regions because so
yeah.
it's a archipelago,
Mm,
so many islands from regions, and like the language that my mom and dad speak is Bisaya, which is if you're from the island of Cebu, which is one of the main big islands. Cebu is like one of those like
mm,
really nice big cities, vacation
yeah.
cities. You speak that, and people from Cebu would rather speak to you in English. If you don't know Bisaya, they'd rather speak to you in English rather than Tagalog.
That's interesting. That's the stuff that's interesting to me. That's like what I really
Exactly.
like. Yeah.
And the thing is, I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I want to learn Bisaya then, because that's where like I'm from. Even it's like
Yeah.
it's like probably second to Tagalog. But the thing is, the resources to learn it, since it's like a dialect, like there's not many
It's
resources.
so hard.
It's
Yeah.
almost always Tagalog. So I was like, "Fuck!" Like if I learn, so I'm in a predicament where like I want to visit. You know how I think I told you like I want to visit the Philippines soon to see my family, like
Mhm.
grandmas, uncles, aunts, grandpas. The thing is, like, I want to learn Tagalog, but if I go learn Tagalog and visit them, they're gonna not want to speak Tagalog. They're gonna want to speak in Bisaya or English, but I can't
Yeah.
learn Bisaya. But the thing is, Tagalog would be helpful with me just traveling the Philippines in general. But I don't know, like, finding my why to learn a language is big because if it's like for family,
Yeah.
then I will for sure do it. But the thing is, since I'm not in that predicament, like, it's hard for me. So,
Yeah, I get you, dude. I think kind of weirdly also on the topic of like us talking about high school and like doing it differently. I took Spanish in high school because French was discontinued literally like when I was coming in as a freshman. And I just took Spanish because I was like, it's an easy A. Like I'll just breeze through it. And I wish that I took a different language or that I took Spanish more seriously because of like the family thing. Like I would love like I can speak it better than most people and definitely well enough that I can understand anything anyone's saying and I
mhm.
can express what I need to say like in a way that they'll understand it even if it's a little broken or a little wonky. But I wish that I like took it more seriously like the grammar wise and pronunciation so that I could speak it like fluently and go to like Cuba and talk to those relatives that like I haven't met ever or just haven't seen since I was like a baby, basically. And not only just to communicate, dude, but like to just like to talk to them like I would talk with like a an aunt or an uncle, like someone like you're like, oh, like how was your like what was your childhood like? Like just to like learn, like hear stories and stuff like that, and just like be able to talk like that. I feel like for the for family thing, I agree with 100%, dude. It's such a good motivation to learn a language for me to be able to communicate with like family because
Because
it's like yeah,
language is deep rooted in culture, and
exactly,
you can't. It's like the brutal honest truth is like you can't fully connect with somebody unless it's like you
yeah,
cross that like. Well, with the family it's different. Like it's still you still like obviously like love like your relatives and like connect. But
Yeah,
like I just hate that barrier where like if I just speak in English and their English is broken, and even though that's like the mutual language that we speak, it's just like really hard. Like you can't express like what you're really feeling.
exactly.
Like they,
Yeah,
they know how you're feeling, but like it be just it's just hard to know that you can't express your exact thoughts to them.
exactly. And there's also words, dude, with especially when it comes to dialects, but in language in general, there's words in a certain language that don't exist in other languages.
Hmm.
So like you're like kind of like you're trying to convey something genuine to someone, but you can't fully do it because like you have to use like adjacent words, and like then they have to kind of like figure out like, oh, like what do you mean? Like it doesn't express what you're trying to feel exactly, and they have to kind of like gauge, and it's like yeah, it's just an extra barrier, like you said, which is like frustrating, dude. And with like a dialect, dude, too, like it's so specific. You kind of have to learn it. You kind of have to learn it from someone who knows it, because there's not Duolingo or like Rosetta Stone for that dialect. There's just too many dialects, obviously, in the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's an interesting predicament, dude.
Yeah. Well, while we're young, I want to travel more. I'm taking the step into traveling to Costa Rica, my first international trip, not counting Canada. I always have to say that because when people think international, they think of flights. So I always
Yeah,
just say like other than Canada because it's usually drivable unless you're in Arizona now. I could you could do like a long ass drive, but yeah,
yeah. Like
it's a
you
lot.
could drive like straight up, but it's still a foul
Yeah,
one.
I want to visit Toronto and British Columbia. Those are two locations I haven't been
Me too.
to. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I've actually been to Toronto. I just realized.
Really?
Um, I did, but I flew to Toronto because
Was
like Toronto, I
was it
think it's
last
like
year?
middle.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like Father's Day, like June last year,
Yeah, that's when
and we
we went
like
with
yeah.
friends, right? Close friends.
No, I went with Toronto. I went with my parents. Montreal, I went with my friends.
Hmm.
Like, and I like that one we drove, dude, and we had like a whole. That honestly is a really memorable experience because we got stopped at the border, and like they were like, "Oh, do you have negative COVID tests?" And we were like, "Yeah," and we had rapid tests, and then we were there. They were like, "We don't take rapid," and we were like, "What?" Like on the website, it just says like negative tests, and they're like, "Yeah, but it can't be rapid." Because they could be anybody's. And I was like, that actually makes sense. But like, what do we do? And they're like, you have to go take a test. And we were like, we are literally from like New Jersey. Like we don't know where the hell we are. It's this random upstate New York. And we had to go to this like really creepy ghost town, dude. And like, sorry for anyone who lives in that town, but like, I really thought we were gonna get murdered. Like it was like there was no one around. Like it was like empty. There was like
Fuck.
one house and then like a while and then the next house, and it was just like it was like that kind of, it was like kind of town that like you don't want to be there at night. Like you just like, as someone who doesn't know where they are, you don't want to be there at night. And we were like freaking out. We were like, well, we like might have to just find a hotel. And like we ran all around, dude. It was so stupid. We ran all around. Finally found this like it's like maybe a CVS. It was something like a CVS. Got tests with our did virtual tests on our phone where somebody like FaceTimes you and watches you do the test. Got the confirmation. Went back to the border 2-3 hours later, and there was a new person at the booth, and they didn't even ask us for our tests. And I was like, dude, you don't understand like how angry everybody in the car was. Like, we were like, all right, thank you very much, and like drove through, and then like everyone was silent for like 5 minutes, and then someone was like, "Fuck!" Someone was like so mad. Like it was like we missed like the hockey game we were supposed to go to. It was so frustrating. Yeah, it was a good memory though. I think
Yeah.
about that a lot, dude. But yeah, Canada's fun if you don't get stopped at the border.
Yeah. Damn, what a story. That's like fun.
What a story, dude. But I love Montreal. Also because they speak French, I think.
Hmm. Quebec
I
City
think that's a
too.
plus. Oh, I've never been.
I was there in middle school, and yeah, they were like a lot of like French speaking, and yeah, it was fun. Fun field trip.
Dude, let's go to Vancouver together. British Columbia.
Oh yeah, I want to go there so bad. Like Victoria, the island. I have
Yeah,
my
dude. Oh,
aunt and
yeah.
uncle live there, and dude, it looks so cool. Like I just want to be like one with nature.
Dude, I said that yesterday. I think I said that I think I said it to my mom yesterday. I was like, "You ever just want to be like, you ever just want to like go out like for like a hike or just like go like into like a log cabin or something and just be one with nature for a little bit?" And she was like, "No," and I was like, "What do I
My
do?"
mom's the
Like,
same way, dude. My mom's like not big into camping.
yeah, she was like, "Absolutely not." And I was like, "Oh well, that's fair. Teach their own."
I want to be doing more outdoorsy stuff. So I just paid off. This is like I don't know. This is still going on like this topic, but like I just paid off my car, like in January, Hyundai Sonata, 2015. It only right now it only has 70,000 miles. I got it with
Right.
25,000 miles, but like dude, it's gonna last like a while.
A
So
while, yeah, a while.
but like if it, so I'm just paying insurance for it. But yeah, I'm cruising. Like I'm glad I don't have that payment anymore. But when it does break down, hopefully not soon, but hopefully soon. I want to get like an SUV, like a 4Runner or something, or at least a Toyota Rav4.
Yeah,
And
dude, like an off something that could go off road a little bit.
yeah, like I can, you know, like that, like that being the always ready person, just like, always on the go, like that, like you know, like the Mandalorian has like the Razor Crest. I want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
I want to have like all my shit in my truck, like at all times, always ready, like customize it. I've never been a big
Hmm.
car guy, but like if I were to customize my car, I'd want like an SUV, like a Land Rover or something, or like, something of that nature. Because like Arizona, like man,
Dude,
I
yeah.
as someone who just spends their time like around a computer all day and like a lot of like cameras and tech, like I want to change it up. I want to, you know,
Yeah.
fucking
You're also in a spot where there's so much nature.
yeah, different like it's hot where I want it to be like outdoorsy, like desert, snow up north, like woods, the lakes.
Hmm.
So man, yeah, I feel like having SUV would be really fun
Yeah,
to
dude, as
drive.
someone as a RAV4 owner, um, I love I like it's such a versatile car.
Hmm.
It you can like it first of all gets great gas. I will say that. And it's just you can do so much. You can go anywhere, dude. You literally can go anywhere you want, and you know it's like dependable, like all wheel drive. You get stuck in the snow, you're not like panicking. You know you can get out of that situation. You have to drive off road for some reason. You're good. Like it's peace of mind kind of. You
Not
like
too big,
know you're
too.
good. Not too big. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can fit into like any parking spot normally. It's like a compact SUV, and you can, like you said, you can throw your stuff in the back. It's a big trunk. You can throw whatever you want. You can have a couple tents in there, like a bunch of shit. You can fit in the bigger RAV4s. You can fit like 7 people, but even in the one I have, you can fit 5 people, like a solid, like comfortably 5 people, and you can squeeze six. Like it's yeah, dude. I definitely I like. I think it having an SUV. You need one friend that has an SUV, and it's cool to be that friend.
Yeah. Yeah, Rav4 I'm looking at. Not looking, I'm like more like window shopping for the future.
Mm,
But I think like yeah, I think a 4Runner would be like too big. But I feel like I kind of want that.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't go to like like a Tundra or like the SUV Tundra version.
Mhm.
Look at I forgot that SUV model that's like the size of a Tundra, but like it doesn't have like the pickup truck back.
It's a Toyota.
Yeah, you know how it's like the biggest SUV you can
Yeah,
get for a
I know
Toyota.
what you mean.
I
I know what you
forgot
mean.
because 4Runner is not the biggest.
Toyota. Highlander?
That's it.
Is it?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. That's like the biggest
Nice.
SUV you can get. Yeah, that I wouldn't get, but like the Toyota 4 Ford Explorer kind of size car, those are always so cool.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm like, cause I don't think I'm gonna get I literally returned mine. I think Wednesday, and like, dude, what an emotional moment. Yeah, like, Sherry commented on my Insta story about Holland, and that killed me. I like, dude, because like it's also you don't like you don't really know how emotional it's gonna be until you're there, and you're like, damn, like I really have a emotional connection to this vehicle, like this machine. Like it's seen so like I've had it. I was like telling my mom, I was like, that thing has seen a pandemic. Like it's seen some shit, that car, but it's like, yeah, dude, it's like an emotional time to get rid of to say bye to a car. But now I'm like thinking about, I don't think I'm gonna get really a car anytime soon. But I'm thinking like, do I want a sedan? Do I want to go back to the compact SUV route? I know I definitely don't want like a big SUV, but like I'm not sure what direction I'm gonna go in
Yeah.
because
How about since you
yeah.
don't own you don't have like the worry about owning or leasing a car or those kind of payments, like you could just whenever you go on like weekend trips or something, now you have the ability to like rent a car.
Rent.
And like
You're so right.
it makes sense to rent because you don't have a car. Like there's no other
Yep.
option unless you borrow somebody. Now you can just like try a car, like
Dude, that's right. That's very true. I didn't even think about that. Wait, also, do you have to be 25 to rent a car, or is that only for a hotel room?
I think it's 25 rent a car.
Fuck, so I gotta wait a little bit. But like,
It's our year, Peter. It's our year.
Yeah, we're so close. No, but I've actually really always looked forward to going on vacation and just renting a car for like a week
Yeah, it's
and see how it goes, dude. Yeah, I'm excited for that, dude. Also similar to Arizona, like the East Coast, there's like Jersey specifically, like Jersey, like that. There's so many different biomes you're dealing with. Like there's beach, there's a lot of woods, like, and it's like, and there's a lot of snow. So you kind of don't like. I kind of get nervous to have a sedan because I get like kind of nervous it's gonna get stuck in the snow.
yeah. Unless this is Subaru, like
Yeah, like I always get like I've always been so like, dude. Thank God I had a RAV4 when we were at Stonehill, because the first couple of years, I don't know if you remember when we were in the SEM, we got that like foot and a half of snow at one time. That dude, my car was literally like up to the doors buried, and I was like, thank God I have a all-wheel drive car, because that's like scary.
that's like one thing I don't think that would take me some getting used to, like driving in the snow and like having to wake up early, start the car on, defrost it, just fucking shove all the snow off. That's one thing I'm really thankful for. I'd rather deal with the heat now.
Oh, 100, yeah, dude, it's just a pain. Also, like some people don't clean their cars off the right way, and then which is illegal. But you're driving on the highway and people have like snow on top of their car coming off and snow and ice, and you're like, dude, that's like really dangerous. Yeah, it can be scary, especially don't ever drive at night in the snow, dude. That's like really, really, really terrifying. I had to drive back from Stonehill one time, and I was like racing against the clock, and it started to snow, and I was like, oh, it was like dark, and I was literally like holding onto the wheel, like going so slow, terrified on the highway.
Yeah, dude, like northeast people from like New England like know that, and it's kind of like normal. Like if it happens, it sucks, but you're calm and you just keep driving and you're used to it.
Yep.
Dude, when it's like hails or even rains a lot in Arizona, dude, people slow down like as they would when it snows. Because
Yeah.
for some reason, I don't know, when it rains here, like you're still going like almost like full speed like in New England, but in Arizona when it rains, like people slow down from like 75 to 60.
Yeah, like it. No,
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
stupid, crazy how people are just like not used to it.
Panic.
Me,
Yeah,
me
dude.
now too. As somebody who's driven in the Northeast, I will drive a lot slower because I'm not used to it anymore. Like,
Yeah. No, dude, yeah, 100%. Dude, now also with the weather being so weird lately, it's like you never know what to expect when you're leaving your house. So it's like you could leave your house and it's sunny and you're coming back home and it's like torrential downpour and you're like, "Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this."
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
dude.
point. Well, actually moves on to my recommendations for this week.
Nice
So-
segue.
So, dude, I've been buying like some like cool like travel stuff because you know me, we talked about it. I always like being ready for any situation. And dude, I found this Champion windbreaker / raincoat, dude, right here.
First of all, it is sexy.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna send you a link because they have like different colors, like 5 colors.
I love it.
I'm getting really
dude, yeah, let
excited.
me know.
Because I love it when I find like cool brands. Because I don't always buy name brand, but like I mean, Champion's like pretty nice. But the thing about
I
this,
like
dude,
Champion.
this packs up into this front pocket here, the zipper. It's packable, and it's the size of like my phone to my probably.
Oh,
my
so
phone.
like it's like solid. So it's like a solid pouch.
Yeah. So like it's like pretty like good quality, but if I don't need it or I can store it in my backpack, it can be like the size of my phone, packable. Like
That's sick, dude. That's
Dude.
like, I love that actually. That dude, actually, really, please send me that link because I don't even think I have a raincoat right now. I had one and the hood. One thing I don't like, dude, that hood looks insanely good. I had a raincoat with like a tiny hood that didn't really work, but it's so dude, that looks like that's a really nice raincoat.
it's like, dude, it's like, oh man, it's just such like nice, like I feel like nice retro style, you know, like that the fit.
Yeah.
So I do actually have a really nice North Face I got from my Shields Healthcare Group. It has like all like the Boston sports logos on it. It's it's like a raincoat where it's like double layer North
Yeah.
Face. Like I would wear that like in like northeast, like 30 degrees, raining,
Yeah.
35, 30. But the thing is, I live in Arizona. I just need like literally just like a thin layer to block off rain.
Yeah.
I could layer it too, but yeah, I'll send it to you, dude. Like this is
Dude,
my
I also
recommendation.
feel like like a prepper, that's a dream because it's an emergency. Like you could just keep this an emergency raincoat. Just it's just
Yeah.
in a little pouch, and you just like whip it out, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
For sports games, dude, boom. Like I'm not big into
Oh
football. I go like once a year, but like I just like
yeah,
how I'm like ready for any situation. Because other raincoats, I just have to like fold awkwardly and like
yeah,
hang it around like my backpack strap. But like this is like
yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorite finds, dude. It's so nice.
Dude, that's yeah. Please send that to me because the other day I was like, man, I don't want to bring this coat because it's like warm out now. Like I want to, like I'm coming back later, so I need it. But where do I hold it while it's still warm? And that was like a big thing. That gets rid of that problem. It's like a little
Yeah,
pouch, and you just clip it onto something or something. Yeah.
that's it for me.
Wow. Good recommendation, dude.
Good
Well done,
segue. Good way to like let me segue, even though you didn't know.
dude.
Like
Yeah, but subconsciously we always know how to throw the oop.
yeah.
Um, dude, recommendation. I feel like I should be better at this by now, but my recommendation is, well, it might be of the musical variety. I won't lie to you. Um, maybe. I really enjoy. Oh, this is just a song because I'm not like feeling crazy today, but I just like the song a lot, and I think you're gonna like it. But "Why" by Dominic Fike. I actually,
Oh,
you know it?
yeah,
I'm gonna literally pee my pants, dude.
dude. What the hell? I don't
Dude,
think
I never heard it.
we've never talked about Dominic Fike too.
I like Dominic Fike a lot. I like really like his style of music and I love his voice. But I never heard this song
Yeah.
until I was watching the Coachella live streams and he performed. And I was like, oh, like I watch Dominic Fike. Like I know like some of his stuff. And first of all, dude, that performance was great. You would actually probably love it, dude. But I think that's the song he ended with. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to it. Dude, I love the song. Live was insane. Like, he had this two microphones, and one of them had a filter on it. And I was like, I love this. And now I'm going to go listen to more Dominic Fike. So, if you like, what would you call him? Like, kind of like grungy alternative in a way? Like a little, like, harder alternative rock?
So the thing is, that's the only song I've listened to for the past. That's the song I've only liked of his that I've had in my playlist for the past like months. But so I don't really know, but it's in my chill indie slash alternative playlist.
Yeah, I would say yeah, I'm going to say it's alternative. He has songs that are a little more chill, like Three Nights. You know Three Nights, dude. You might not know it by name, but you've definitely heard Three Nights. It was really big when it came out.
I say it's like
Um,
alternative, like like that alternative song. Usually they have just like a very specific like catchy beat, catchy
yeah,
thing, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what Y is. It's kind of like Advanced Joy with Riptide. It's a very distinct,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one, dude. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Dominic Fike.
What are the
Why?
chances, dude?
That
You
was crazy. Yeah, I literally just opened Apple Music and it was like maybe my fourth down, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll recommend that,
no way. Yeah, I like
dude.
it.
Yeah,
This happened. Like the last time that happened was it Affection or Suburban Wonderland? It was
it's something Between Friends, I think.
yeah, but I'm glad.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh my god, I literally have been listening to Between Friends non fucking stop,
it's
dude.
so good,
Also,
dude.
Laurel by Between Friends is my second recommendation. Laurel, it's on
LOREL.
Laurel.
Oh, Laurel. Okay.
It's
Okay.
off of the Cutie album, the last album. Oh, and dude, that song like it just it's a bop. Like that's the only way I can describe it, dude. And there's a part like the end of that song, so like the last like I don't think it's not the chorus, but it's I don't know, maybe it's the bridge to end it, dude. It was okay, it's so good. I love that. I love that song. It's just a bop. So those are my two recommendations. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they're your type of vibe.
I will. I'll listen to them today while like driving or doing errands. But thanks for listening,
Yeah, thanks, friends.
and we'll see you next week. Our episodes won't be as like what do you call it? close to recording time, to release
Mhm.
time, because you got finals, Peter. I'm going to Costa Rica soon, so
Yeah, we're gonna.
by the time this releases, when this releases, I'll be in Costa Rica.
Yeah, you will be, and I'll be neck deep in finals. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like, I'm literally gonna probably edit this at the same time I edit the one that's coming out tomorrow because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be just slammed with shit after. Yeah,
Well, we hope your start of May has been good.
yeah. Happy belated Earth Day by the time you watch this.
Oh
Very
yeah,
belated Earth
that's
Day,
right. That's
actually, by the
right.
time you watch this one.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what's crazy? So, oh man, this is like really getting like breaking the fourth wall here. But the episode we're gonna release tomorrow, which is the week before this
Yeah.
episode, you're wearing an Earth Day shirt, like Earth shirt.
I might have worn that shirt yesterday, like just in the
Yeah.
real life. Oh wow, dude, that's actually really.
Yeah, it's
I
just,
did not plan that.
yeah, it's a good timing, like with the release and recording
We're
dates.
actually, oh my god, dude, we're actually like talking from the past to these people when they watch this. Wow, what a beautiful time travel moment we have.
No, so meta, so
Yeah. Oh my god, so fucking meta.
so different, so zesty.
So zesty, dude. Look at me being so naughty.
See ya.
Bye.